Hello aspirants, welcome to our channel Disc Civil Services in Detail, guiding aspirants to become officers. We are going to discuss about Economic Survey 2025, both highlights and summary. So these are the 13 chapters which they introduce. Out of them, the most important are 5, 8, 9, of course 12 and 13. For prelims point of view, just give a quick fix glance of or complete all the topics and make sure you should be thorough in these particular aspects. Yes, so these are the highlights where they are talking about growth will be for 6.3 to 6.8. This is the one most important fact which you have to retta. Even if someone asks what is the growth or GDP, you have to give. Other than this real GDP, GVA, and these inflation percentages all just have a glance. But most important is the growth rate, and there is a 3.3 of global economy rise also. Apart from that, these are the few facts. Especially, I'll just explain in which perspective economic survey is important for exam. See, economic survey till 1950s they used to present along with budget, but 1964 onwards they separated and presenting it separately before the day of the budget session. And finance ministry prepares and presents, but department of economic affairs is the one which guides completely, and the chief economic advisor is the one who guides to prepare this. Yes, so if someone asks a question whether in competitive exams or in interview, so who is the one submits economic survey, you should say yes, department of economic affairs under finance ministry prepares under the guidance of chief economic advisor. So it is a kind of report card of all the significant relevant events for the country's development and growth, which gives a complete para details. It's a kind of giving a complete picture of the growth, challenges, reforms, and ease of doing business, everything. So coming to this, we have added few slides which are highly important for exam point of view. We are going to discuss it in very detailed because high chances of appearing in your prelims, and these facts are very much important to get good score in your mains also. These facts you must and should have to add. So these are the slides which we added. We are going to discuss about it. So coming back, these are the few points. As I already mentioned, global economy grow by 3.3 and average is 3.2. These are the few facts and details, and these are the few points which I have already underlined so that it will save your time and energy. I'm going to upload this PDF too. It's a kind of giving a quick fix revision of the highlights of the summary. See, don't go into the very details of how many kilometers of road expansion done, how many points of increased growth done in a particular sector. So what is this particular IIP is talking about, or performance index is talking about, what is the percentage and how they calculate. No need to go into the whole details. You are not going to write any specialized or PhD level of exam. For the sake of clearing your competitive exam, yes, economic survey and budget are the one which are like Gita, Quran, Bible. So you must have to go through them because it completely talks about the governance reforms. Especially it gives 360 degrees approach of the multidimensional approach of the governance. So what are the plans and what are the future achievements, future plans and past achievements, it clearly discusses. So here again it is talking about due to supply chain disruptions and weak external demand, there was a slowdown in global manufacturing, and it's also talking about there was a elections in India and US. Those are also one of the reason, and seasonal monsoons are the one reason, and festivities are the one reason because of which all these slowdown in manufacturing and growth they have observed. And it is again talking about these are the factors, especially health activity in finance, real estate, professional services, public administration, defense, all these seen a growth. So service sectors, educations, manufacturing and agriculture, everywhere they have seen lots of improvement. They have given a few inputs also. Just check it out. Just give a glance, nothing more than that. And coming to this, here they have mentioned a most important point: geo-economic fragmentations, Chinese manufacturing prowess, global dependency on China for energy transition efforts. So these are the reasons where they are focusing on to realize the aspirations of Viksit Bharat 25/7. We have to be independent. Instead of depending upon someone, we have to be independent and we have to be a global leader, kind of global boss. Then only we can achieve our 2047 Viksit Bharat goal. See, to achieve this, we definitely need 8% of growth. But for now, it is somewhere around 6.3. So, how that can be tackled and how that can be achieved? Again, this 6.3 has to be 8. Then only we can achieve our aim. So here they are talking about geo-economic fragmentation. It's a kind of geo-economic fragmentation is again going back to the deglobalization, or else it is like focusing on the sectors and creating a competitiveness among the manufacturing and companies, so that giving a best and whatever it is required will be focusing on that too. It's a kind of deglobalization and going back to the basics of the competitive, healthy, necessary competitiveness to improve the market, especially. And also, they are talking about, yes, Chinese manufacturing prowess is increasing, so we have to prove that we have to build ourselves strong. So, they are talking about we are depending strongly on energy transition efforts, especially India is dependent so much on these solar panels and electric vehicles, and even on the critical elements. So when we were discussing about current affairs, we discussed enough about, yes, India is dependent so much on solar panels, electrical vehicles, critical elements, even on semiconductor mission. When we were discussing all these points, and we said that yes, we need a mineral policy where we have huge minerals and resources, but extraction and guidelines and principles is very much important. That's the reason they have introduced a national mineral critical NMCC policy, so that we will be focusing more on extracting these minerals and resources and utilizing them for the proper manufacturing and industrial development. So yes, now they have talking about systematic deregulation also. So systematic deregulation should be done again for the growth of, focusing on growth both at the domestic levels and the international levels. So, what is this systematic deregulation? I'll explain. And they again talking about that reforms and economic policy must be on systematic deregulation under ease of doing business. It increases creation of Mittelstand. See, this is the first time they have using this word Mittelstand. This Mittelstand is nothing but a German model where it's a kind of taking example from the German model. See, it is like developing the SME sector, especially. So, in this, what is the main cause for selecting is that even if there is a recession, or even if there is a inflation, or if there is a boon or ban, it doesn't matter. These companies and these industries always survive, always give and always maintenance that consistency and sustain for long term, and without impacting much and without getting impacted much, they sustain with a basic getting basic growth and manufacturing, focusing on manufacturing. So it's a kind of giving small and medium industries importance, so that it will be like not giving much inflation related impacts on the growth. See, we have seen enough discussion on inflation, especially these agricultural produce, and when there was a growth rate decline in Q2 because of manufacturing and inflation in agriculture sector, especially in vegetable edible oils. We have done enough discussion when we were doing this daily news analysis. So now just imagine all these points are directly indirectly discussing here in the economic survey, as well as they are giving a complete context and conclusion for the challenges. So here they are giving the solutions to the problems which we are discussing since long time. So yes, this geo-economic fragmentation is kind of future multilateralism, and it is released by IMF. So IMF World Economic Forum Outlook. So when I was discussing about these reports, I have already uploaded this global reports video class. Just go and check it out. So what are the other reports released by this IMF? So yes, we have done, and we have discussed about this systematic regulation, middle stand, geoeconomic fragmentation, because these are the new terms which introduced through this, which are there in this particular economic survey. Yes, this is all about deregulation. So we have added slides so that you will be able to understand easily. No need to give much into the details. Just give a glance and understand the important keywords. That's it, nothing more than that. And most importantly, all these points are important from especially mains point of view, as these are the concept based, and these points, these key points like reduced compliance burden, streamlined system process, digitized system, provided incentives, and set legal safeguards and formats. All these are like mains concept, and even they will give few statements related to deregulation and ask you which of the following are correct, because every year at least 3 questions appears from economic survey and budget, at least 3, that is minimum. You can expect even the 4 questions. So this is all about, this is called for a focus on domestic drives of growth, and it is affecting global trade where you can observe the huge improvement, and this is all about deregulation. So it is kind of, I already explained, it is for better market competition, improved innovation, and these are the pros and cons. These are self-explanatory, no need to get into the details. And these are the few agriculture and food management sector. See, Economic Survey has discussed a lot about the governance, future plans, achievements. In that, they have mentioned few schemes like Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, Soil Health Card, National Bamboo Mission, Mission Organic. So, National Bamboo Mission is the one which is taking care of this bamboo related. So, what are the other national missions? There are 8 national missions. So, what are the other national missions? Just check it out. And if possible, try to comment in our comment box. Write also about national action plan on climate change. Yes, so this is again talking about, there are 3 key factors which have seen strong reasons for the estimated growth. So these are the key factors which have seen the moderator growth in the particular Q2 and Q1. So what are the reasons? First, they are saying manufacturing exports slowed because of the weak demand from destination countries and aggressive trade and industrial policies. This is one major reason. Second, they are saying average monsoon had mixed effects. This is one reason, because of replenished reservoirs and agriculture related all these things, and mining, construction, to some extent manufacturing. These are the second point. And finally, third point, they are saying yes, because of the timely festivities, because of these festivities, especially between September and October, it again given a reason for the growth slowdown. Again, they are talking that yes, manufacturing PMI has seen fastest growth as per survey. It within the expansionary zone driven by new business gains, robust demand, advertising efforts, as well as giving a huge impact on these industrial performances and giving lots of scope for the improving economic conditions by implying focusing more on investments, especially this is talking all about. So we are discussing again about this particular this year. This just I'll change the ink so it will be easily visible for you. Yes, so this year economic survey is talking about reforms, mainly reforms, as well as ease of doing business. So opportunity for doing business or conditions or all these things should be given clarity, and it's a kind of giving a clear road ahead for industrial and manufacturing sector focus, as well as they are talking about there should be more participation of private sector investments, especially for industrial development and infrastructural development. As well as they are saying India's youth has impeccable qualities of skill development, and there are tech savvy, as well as there are highly having these high qualities of this talent, hard work, everything at global level. So youth should come forward and give their best for the achievement of our global leader status, that is Viksit Bharat by 2047. They are also saying yes, there is a rise and growth in service sector, manufacturing sector, especially now we are focusing on rural inclusion too. So they are focusing on rural inclusion, and they are also saying women labor force participation has increased, where women participation has seen a significant improvement. See, if a woman is going outside and working as a cook or working as a caretaker or babysitter, she gets pay and she gets ways. Then she is concluded or calculated under getting ways, that is kind of a monetized economy she comes under. And the similar woman category, if she stays at home and cooks for the family and take care of the baby as a babysitter, she doesn't get any pay. Of course she is doing the same task, but she doesn't get any pay. So that is called of care economy. So they have discussed about, yes, there's a lots of improvement in the women participation. We have added few slides also, we will be discussing about that too. So there's a lots of improvement in the participation of women participation especially, but still there's a lots of areas to be worked. We have seen enough growth in different sectors, but it is high time they should think about women's role, especially empowerment, the gender equality, and giving them scope to come out as a entrepreneurs. This is what they are saying. Yes, this is again talking about NPS. When we were discussing about NPS, we have done enough discussion where, see, non-performing assets since last 12 years there are huge discussion about this. Because of this, they have introduced a few reforms, like they have introduced Indradhanush mission, and they have also introduced this A B C D E F G model 7, again mission Indradhanush kind of, and they also introduced this insolvency and bankruptcy court, and they have introduced other NPS related controlling mechanisms, because there was a huge headache of this and they have shown a huge impact. So now they are saying, because of all these reforms and introductions and because of all these activities, these NPS have declined. That is what they are saying. So it's a kind of showing, yes, great improvement through the commercial banks, capital risk weighted assets, and all these things. So yes, these are the few points which are again important. Just give a glance, nothing more than that, as they are also talking about the services, exports, remittances, and FIIs, FDIs, all these things. That's it. As I already mentioned, women participation, reskilling, upskilling, and these are the few facts and data given in our economic survey. I thought it should be easy for you to remember if we are presenting some pictorial graphs. Yes, again they are talking about few important highlights of employment front, and employment rate for individuals for aged between 15 to 16 again declined. They are saying employment rate, especially this working class working population ratio have increased, and this unemployment has decrease. It's giving a good sign that yes, post pandemic recovery, people are getting huge opportunities, are getting better life. So here all this whole para is already talking about AI. So they are talking about collaborative effort between government, private sector, and efforts should be done towards AI driven transformation, especially in the labor sector. We have added a slide related to AI also, as I'm going to discuss about it. So yes, this particular article is talking about especially connectivity, and that too, this they are saying railway connectivity has increased a lot, and pair of Vande Bharat trains are introduced, where huge connectivity and huge development in railways, ports, and roadways has been observed. And it is also saying economic survey underscores the government of India's efforts to boost rural inclusion as well as renewable energy. So renewable energy through PM Surya PM Surya Ghar PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, National Bioenergy Program, National Green Hydrogen Mission, PM Kusum. So these are the few renewable energy related schemes which have shown impeccable and very high improvement in those particular solar, wind power, energy saving sectors. And again they are talking about reflecting positive impact of government initiatives, especially in reforming income distribution. And they are also talking about this education sector, especially through national education policy and a range of programs like Samagra Siksha Abhiyan, Diksha, Stars, Parak, PM Sri, Ullas, PM Poshan. All these, even the other related to educational perspectives, we have discussed enough schemes also. So all these have given huge impact on where the school enrollment and education sector also gain huge improvement. Again, it is talking about vibrant efforts of small and medium enterprise. So these are the few, especially schools, as I am already discussing, and better education related outputs. This is the one where they are talking about Jal Jeevan missions and other missions which have brought impeccable improvement in those particular sectors like housing, water, renewable energy, employment, all this, education. So these are the few facts. Just have a quick fix and just make a note of all these points and write in your relevant mains related answers. It gives huge impact. These are the new challenges as we already were placed regarding discussed regarding this services sector. Of course there is a huge growth in services sector, but these are the few observations from challenges, opportunities as well as way forward. You can just make a note of all these important points in your notes. It's like directly copy paste and write in your relevant mains answers. If there is something related to service oriented or economy perspective or employment related or the initiatives or the challenges related, you can just quote these. Yes, as I already mentioned, AI related opportunities and challenges and long lasting adverse impacts and enabling ensuring institutions as well as labor augmenting rather than labor replacing. And these are the few challenges in scaling AI they have mentioned. See, these are the high probable areas where you can get a question on AI space, especially the service sector or manufacturing sector. So highlights from the economic survey is very much important. See, everyone discusses about budget and explains about budget, those facts, figures, percentages, allocations, but economic survey is the one which plays a huge and crucial role in your mains answer writing. Even in your prelims you must definitely get at 10 equals 3 to 4 questions. So my sincere suggestion, please go through these all once. That's why I have added slides and explaining it in very clear, detailed manner. Yes, again they are talking about nationally determined contributions. See, when we discussed about SDGs, we have clearly discussed about these emissions and this target, especially carbon sink of 2.5 to additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion. When we were discussing Indian State Forest Report, we have discussed about these percentages and these what is called carbon emissions and carbon sink and the targets of reaching these NDCs and generating these renewable energy, maintaining these coal and nuclear energies, all these things. We had discussed about this and we even discussed about initiatives and schemes related, incentive programs, regulatory mechanisms related to those climate initiatives. But again, I'm doing a thorough analysis on, there are 13 chapters, no? So I will be releasing 13 different videos, each on 5 to 6 minutes video on each chapter. So then we will be able to cover each and every chapter clearly. So it's a kind of giving just highlights and the summary of the economic survey. We will be discussing every chapter in detail. So this is about lifestyle for environment. Again, this was PYQ, high chances of getting coming year also. And this is about, they are focusing a lot on powering rural economy as well as focusing on inclusion of the rural economy. So check out the Swachh Bharat Mission, Mission Amrit Sarovar, National Health Mission, Jan Jeevan, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Other than this, there are lots of other schemes also, but these are the few which have showing impeccable improvement. We will be discussing other incentives too and other initiatives too, incentive program as well as CBTs, DBTs also. Finally, they are saying yes, deregulation thoroughly, comparing the regulations with other states, as well as improving the ease of doing business. And also, they are focusing on liberalizing standards and controlling, setting legal standards for enforcement and reducing tariffs, as well as fees, applying risk based regulation. Finally, they are saying economic prospects for 26 is balanced and it is highly important for your competitive exams. India will need to improve its global competitiveness through grassroots level structural reforms, deregulation to reinforce its medium term growth potential. As I already mentioned, there are few important points like middle stand, deregulation, see, these points highly important for both prelims and mains. I'm already explained these points, but again you just go through them. It's a kind of giving a quick fix revision of. That's it, nothing more than that. Go through the highlights and summary just once. No need to depend much on secondary resources. Go to the original resources as highlights and PDF already shared in our Telegram channel, that is disc civil services in detail. So go through the PDFs which we have shared there, and just highlight the important points which we have already discussed. Go through these all 13 chapter once, and we will be discussing each chapter separately, like giving 5 to 6 minutes of class on each chapter. So each and everything is important from economic perspective. Facts, data definitely important, analysis definitely important, observations and schemes, initiative, governance, everything important. Just make sure you should have a clarity of economic survey. We will be releasing complete detailed analysis of economic survey and budget soon. Study well, all the best, do your best, prepare well, keep attend classes consistently, keep focused. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.